Welcome to Random Select. Please enjoy.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mario coming to you with another episode of Random Select. And today I would like to call this episode Why the Side Chick is Winning. And it's quite simple, it's self-explanatory, but I want to get into why the side chick has become so popular, why the side chick is getting a lot of fanfare, why the side chick is discussed so much. Alright, let's jump right into it. The reason a side chick can be winning at this particular point is because a lot of women, a lot of modern day women, don't mind being the side chick these days. And you got quite a few women who would actually prefer to be the side chick these days. And that could be for a number of reasons, but we're just going to discuss what I think the reasons might be. With that being said, let's talk about it. First, before we get into it, let me get into and explain the difference between a side chick and just the person that you're bumping with, laying around with, or you're screwing, having sex with, however you want to refer to it. Because there's a big difference. Not every person that you're sleeping with or that you're laying with is the side chick. The side chick is the person that you treat like a girlfriend whenever you can't treat the main chick like a girlfriend. The side chick is the person that you take weekend getaways with. The side chick is the person you might rent a car for. The side chick is the person that nobody don't know about, but you might co-sign for stuff for. Your name might even be on the side chick's lease, that you're an official person that lives in her apartment or something like that. You know, so it is definitely not the same as the person that you might occasionally hook up with for a late night booty call or something like that, or a person that you might be conversating with on the phone. Oh no. To sum it all up in a nutshell, you know, the side chick is pretty much girlfriend number 2, you know. So not every chick that you're dealing with is your side chick. And for those guys and those women out there who know exactly what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, now that we got that straight, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of what I'm talking about. The reason that side chicks are winning. Now, let me start off by saying that at our core, at our essence, the majority of the time that a relationship goes wrong, yes, it is totally because of us men don't do right. Let me just start it off by saying that. And any guys, you could dispute that all you want. And I'm not male bashing, and I'm not hating on I'm not gender, hating or nothing like that. Because the truth of the matter is, it's the truth of the matter. You know, when a lot of relationships go wrong, it usually be us men. And that's not to say that it's always us men. I'm just saying, you know, the majority of the time, it's usually us men. Because there are sort of a lot of women that tend to screw up or sabotage relationships just as bad as we do, you know. So I'm not saying that it's always us. I'm saying that majority it's us. And if you're a man and you're honest with yourself, you know that I'm telling the truth. This particular scenario is set up for the man who's trying to do right and the woman who's doing right. Nobody's necessarily doing wrong in this scenario. It's just saying that, giving you an honest look into what potentially could go wrong and why potentially the side chick is winning. Now, when you first meet a woman and y'all get to know each other and she's happy that you're in her life and you're happy that she's in your life, that's not considered a special occasion, right? It's just two people who meet each other who just found out that they sort of kind of so happen to like spending time with each other and like hanging out with each other and maybe got like or common interest. So at that particular time, you guys don't mind doing whatever for each other. I'm talking about physically, I'm talking about spiritually, I'm talking about emotionally. And most of the time it boils down to us men and physically, right? And let's say You're having aura on a regular basis, but there's no special occasion. It's just because she's happy that she's with you. You're happy that you're with her. So you guys don't mind doing it. It's fun and exciting and it feels good. Now you fast forward that 6 months to a year in, all of a sudden head is coming in irregular intervals. All of a sudden, you need a reason for your woman to dress sexy or look good. All of a sudden, she's become comfortable with you and vice versa. And I'm not just putting this all on the men. I'm telling you that there are side dudes out there too. Just like there are side chicks, there are side dudes that women are really feeling and doing a lot of things with. And they're their second boyfriend. As Pleasure P said, boyfriend number 2. So when I say why the side chicks are winning, there are side dudes out there winning too. So now, in order to get something that you've got both enjoying on a regular basis, now it's coming, holidays, birthdays, or something special has to go on. And now when you fast forward for as far as the women go, at first he was taking you out, spending time with you. Y'all would go in the clubs, maybe weekend getaways. Y'all was taking nice little trips, and any little time that he did have, he would take it and devote it to you. Now that's stopped. Now you guys have to really plan out far ahead when y'all gonna spend some major time together. When it used to be, once he got off on Friday, he was headed straight to your house, and y'all would go wherever the weekend would take you guys, So now enter them meeting somebody else, not because they wanted to, or they had this overwhelming desire to. It's just that something about that person kind of reminded them or how it felt when you guys got together. Now at this point, the person is invested in you. They're not trying to go anywhere because they're heartstrings and they have emotional attachments to you. So they're not going anywhere, but they're excited at the option or the thought that somebody else out there could potentially give them that feeling. So enter the side chick, the side person. So now if you're the guy, you're saying, okay. And this the beautiful thing about side chicks. Most side chicks understand, if the man come at them correctly, that there is another person. And she deals with it. And she understand that, okay, whenever you're not with that person, long as you give me that time, and long as you make me feel sort of kinda on the back end of this that I got somebody, that you are my man, and you can show up to maybe some of my functions or some of my things, they're okay with that. Because the new woman don't want a 24/7 commitment anyway. Don't want the man up in her face 24/7 all the time anyway. So as far as she's concerned, this is a win-win for everybody. This is a win-win for you because you got you something on the side that you having fun with, that it's a relationship, but it don't feel like a relationship. And that's the most important part of the whole side chick thing. She's there. She plays a role in your life, but it just don't feel the same like what you got at home. Because for all intents and purposes, it's a relationship, just like what you got at home. But it's something that feels a whole lot better about this than at home. See, at home, you got real responsibilities, You maybe got the kids you got to go pick up and drop off to their practices, little league games. You maybe got PTA meetings, parent-teacher conferences. With the wife, you might got to take her here. You might got to meet her friends. You might got work functions you got to go to. And all of this stuff has become what we call mundane and routine. This is all part of what you consider to be real life. And sometimes our real life is so boring that it drives you to look other places. And even if it don't drive you to look other places, even if something just falls in your lap, it feels so good from what you got at home. Even though everything in your body is telling you that this is not right, that this is wrong, you just roll with it because you're so freaking tired of the boring and the mundane of your real life. And I don't know if you guys are following me, and I don't know if you can understand, and whoever's in this rut understand that the monotonous of doing what you're supposed to do, doing the right thing, sometimes can be mind numbing, So that's why the side chicks are winning, because they're providing this allure. They're providing this fantasy. They're providing this magical moment that when you get away, you don't worry about anything. All you do is just chill with them. Because when you're done with them, nothing else is expected. You're done. You might got to, borrow something here or do something for her there. But when you're there, it's all about her. And the same thing with her. That it's all about you. She's into you, and she's playing that role great. She's portraying it as if nothing else exists but you. But when you go home, that's not the case, because you and the wife got to share equal moments, or you and the girlfriend got to share equal moments with balancing out, talking about the kids, balancing out, going to the grocery store. You got to balance out trying to figure out who's going where. What you're going to do with your off days, what you're going to do with the holidays. When you're dealing with the side chick, you don't have to deal with any of that. Y'all moment in time is y'all moment in time, and that's that. And that feels good to a person. That feels good knowing that when you go see this person, I don't have to worry about one thing. I can have one singular focus, one singular purpose, and that's to enjoy myself and have fun and enjoy this moment. And that's why the side chick wins. Now, on the back end of that, if you flip that around to the woman and you look at it from her standpoint, to her, she's got into a situation where once upon a time when y'all first got together, the man was all into you. He felt like he couldn't keep his hands off you. It felt like every time that phone ring, it was him. He needed to talk to you 24/7. Y'all used to play these little cute games. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Then when they hang up, they call right back just to see, say, I thought you were going to bed. You didn't give me a chance to go to bed because, I just got off the phone with you. All those little cute little games, probably used to text you all type of little cute sayings and things like that. Made you feel really good. Made you feel like, oh, girl, I got me one. He's the one for me. Then as time go on, because women are sensual, emotional beings. A woman longs for that connection, and once they get that connection, you got to do everything you in your power to keep connected. You can't ever sever that connection, because what'll happen is you'll think that, okay, we reached a certain point, we can't go no further. And sometimes a woman don't want to push the point further. They just want you to keep up what you're doing. Stay where you're at and just don't wane, because they don't mind if you don't push it further, but they definitely mind if you try to go back. Because once you get to a certain point, there's no turning back. It's once you showed a woman love, once you've showed a woman romance, once you showed her that you're into her, compassion and companionship. Like I said, you could take it further and go deeper, which will make her fall in love even more. But the one thing above all else you cannot do is go back, because they will notice when you not doing what you're supposed to do. They will notice when, all of a sudden you're not saying the kind words anymore. All of a sudden the little pretty text is not coming. All of a sudden you're not spending as much time. All of a sudden, when you get a little free time to call, you don't call. They sit around and they look at the phone and they notice stuff. They look at what time it is. Wow, he's only called me once all day. They don't even really have to think about it. They could just know automatically at 11 o'clock, wow, he only called me once today. To you, that was enough. But to them, you're down from 5 times a day to twice a day. They notice stuff like that. So now that you're not doing what you're used to do, that don't mean necessarily that she's going out looking and she's on the prowl. Because a lot of time the side dude or the side chick usually come in a person's life in the most inauspicious way. They're not looking. It just kind of like falls in the lap, whether it be a work person or a person that you see when you go into the grocery store all the time, or whether you're going to walk in the park and you just see this person all the time. It usually happens through some form of another activity that you're doing. But you just see somebody that you're familiar with on a regular basis. You don't know them, but your brain has attached to them because you've seen them over and over and over again. So now the woman is starting to, notice when other women are getting attention. She go in the grocery store and see a husband and a wife together, and she realized, damn, he don't do this with me. She goes shopping, other places, doctor's office, and see husband and wife together, and she was like, it'd be nice if he came to do this with me. And God forbid if she go to church or do anything like that, she don't want to have to answer those questions, where's your husband? Where's your boyfriend? And stuff like that. And that's when she started to realize that even though she's with you in a committed relationship with you, she's lonely. And so when a person starts to feel lonely, a lot of times any little attention shown to them or anybody that comes down the pike that shows that they putting her first is great to her, feels wonderful to her, feels good to her, and therefore she's attentive to it. That don't mean she don't love you. That don't mean she don't care about you. It just means that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And it's really heightened. It seems really bad when you're not doing what you're supposed to do and she finds somebody who is giving her that attention. It doubles all the senses. It makes what he's doing feels doubly good, and it makes what you're doing seems doubly, what you're not doing seems doubly bad. You understand what I'm saying? So now you're in a scenario where you feel that, okay, maybe I'll just talk to him on the phone. And I'm still being the woman in this scenario here. Maybe I'll just talk to him on the phone. And then you realize that, wow, he's mentally feeding me. He's mentally nourishing me, And then now that he's mentally nourishing you, you come to the conclusion and realize you didn't realize how mentally you were starved until you started being fed again. Because you and him, the guy that you're with at home, he's not pushing you mentally anymore. Y'all are not talking as much as you used to talk. He figured he knows you, you know him, and what else can, mentally, where else can we go? So now you're getting this mental nourishment and you feel that this guy has to be something that you should pursue. But you don't want to leave where you at because you like the comfort of where you at, because by this point you figure you know him, you know what you got in here. But a little piece, a little part of you wants to explore over here, because at this point he's making you feel like the woman that you once felt like. And that feeling of somebody wanting you, needing you, care about your thoughts, care about your opinions, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, it's intoxicating. It is flat out addictive and intoxicating to know that when this person is all alone, could be doing a million things, could be thinking about a million things, but all they want to do is be with you, and all they think about is you. I mean, it is a feeling unlike any other. The same feeling you used to have when you and him first got together, but it's not there anymore. And as humans, we're constantly longing for that perfect connection. We rarely ever get it, but we never stop looking for it. And you could take that one to the bank. You never stop looking for that perfect connection. Even though you might be with somebody, you're going to always be filled with what ifs and if I wish I could have, I might should have, you know what I mean? So now you and this guy's talking. So you dare not feel that you want to go meet the guy or hang out with the guy, because a part of you still saying, it's wrong. And it is wrong in every sense of the word. But that addictive feeling that I just talked about is overriding the feeling that is wrong. Because the next logical step of anybody dealing with a person is that if it's great to you as far as how it feels to you from afar, the next step is I wanna hang out with it. I want to see what type of connection we would have, when we're together from a physical standpoint. Even though you know it's wrong, you agree to a meet. So you try to pick somewhere that's not close to your house or where anyone may or may not know you, but you do it. And as a woman, you guys' moral compass are way more in tune than ours are. As guys, we won't even think about it twice. We'll just bam, go do it. And it's just like that. But at least y'all have to go through a lot of mental anguish and torment yourselves mentally to cross that line. And I'm speaking from a decent, normal woman, standpoint. I would imagine that it's really hard for y'all because you're not built to be deceitful and dishonest like that. To us, it's no problem, no big deal. We could do it in a heartbeat and just roll with it. So now you decide you're gonna go meet him. You go meet him, and you guys hit it off. And you can't believe that it's like this. You're feeling so good, that time has slipped by. You only meant to hang out with him an hour. You guys been hanging out 2.5 hours. You don't even know what the time went by, because as far as you concerned, you just got there. But it's been 2.5 hours, and that's how you know that it feels really good, that when you're hanging with a person, time almost don't exist anymore. Time seems like it just don't matter. To you swear it's only been 15 minutes because that's how good, it's been flowing between you guys. So when time don't matter, when you with a person, you got to have it. You constantly crave it. You need it all the time. So now this is how I get started. She comes clean and say, hey, look, I got a person at home. You can't call me. Let me call you. And women usually can keep their mess together better than a man can. It could be messy, but it's not filthy like us. We create filthy messes. They create just regular messes, So the reason that the side dude or the side chick can win is because they're creating this allure that what they're bringing to the table is better than what you got at home. And a lot of times the side person is bringing something better to the table, because that attention that you're not getting at home, you're getting with the side person. That weekend getaway that you can't ever seem to get your other person to do because they're busy or they're worried about the money and stuff like that, that side person is doing. So for the moment, and only for the moment, it seems better. But the true reason the side people are winning is because you're dealing now with a generation of people that don't mind being the side person, the side chick or the side dude, and they're keeping it like that. They're not getting too hungry or too thirsty to mess up what you got at home. So now the reason they're winning is because they don't mind playing their role. It used to be 10, 15 years ago that you dealt with a person like that, sooner or later they want to be your main person. Now this new generation of people don't care to be your main person. They want to be able to play the field just like you're playing the field. But at the same time, even if they're not playing the field, they like the fact that the time is limited. They like the fact that they know that they don't have to be, dealing with you all the time. Because if you got a main chick, they ain't got to see you doing, all the major holidays, because you're going to be with your real family. You're going to be with your real person. You know what I mean? So they could get all the benefits of being in a committed relationship, because you're going to do for them to keep them around. You're going to maybe pay a bill. You're going to maybe buy them gifts. You're going to do stuff because they making you feel that good that you want to do in it anyway. So they're going to get all the perks of being in a relationship, but not really in a relationship. And as far as the new person, the new generation of people concerned, that is what we call a win-win. They get somebody they can call on when they in a jam, but that's not really theirs, but gonna have their back. Bam, wait a minute, that's cool. Then they get to do what they want to do with their time, because you can't commit but a certain amount of time for them. Bam, dang, that's a win too. And you're gonna get them gifts and do for them, because you have to do this to keep them interested in you, and to keep them wanting to come around, or to keep them wanting to let you come around. Bam, that's a win too. So on all levels, the side chick or the side dude, the side person is winning. And if you look at this from a man's standpoint, women, I'm trying to tell you that one of the worst things that you guys have ever been taught in history is that the way you're going to punish your man is by holding out sex. I don't know who came up with this crazy doctrine, who came up with this messed up theory, and then passed it down to you guys. But real women know that's the last thing you do to a man. You hold out other stuff like not washing his clothes or not fixing his dinner or not fixing him a lunch to take to work, and he'll snap back in line because at our core we lazy and we don't want to do that stuff, right? But if you start, that don't make you cheat. If a woman does that make you want to get in line and make you say, okay, hey, look, I better do what I got to do, because the auxiliary services that she provide to you are invaluable, because we're lazy as shit. So that's real invaluable. But once a woman start talking about, you know what, if he gonna be a certain way, I'm gonna hold out the sex, that's when we mentally start thinking, okay, if you want to hold out the sex, I gotta find me somebody who's gonna give it to me, because us men, we are physical beings. There's no way around it. That's something that the men need to start to come to grips with. That's something the women need to start to come to grips with and realize, is that if you are constantly feeding your man from a physical standpoint, that most men are normal right men, because some men are going to be dogs no matter what. Some women are going to be promiscuous no matter what. So, but for the most part, if you just do what you're supposed to do from a physical standpoint, most men will not even think to stray. And that's just the God to honest truth. Now, when you start taking away stuff around the house that he need, I promise you he'll get right. Once he start realizing he ain't got clean socks, clean underwears, when he realize he got to keep eating McDonald's, or he realized that, his work uniform, his suits and all that stuff are not clean stuff that normally is right, that he's never ever have to worry about, we'll get in line. We'll get right. I promise you that. But the reason the side chicks from a man's standpoint wins is because they're providing something that the woman is not doing. Like I said when I first started this, if you gotta wait to get oral sex on your birthday, on Valentine's Day, and stuff like that, a side chick may be in your future. And if that's as a woman, you feel that that's what you're doing, and that's what you're doing, you might have to worry about a side chick. Because some men, believe that fundamental right is that at the very least I should be getting oral sex. So just know that once a person feels that another person is fun, exciting, and new, it's hard for them to come back to you, because you could have a great evening planned, but they've already mentally decided that they like being with the other person. So once they decided they like being with the other person, what are they gonna do from there? Are they gonna sit with you and pretend? Which most people who are in relationships, they do. They sit there and pretend that they're happy. They sit there and pretend that you fulfill them, that you complete them, when you don't, when you can't, when you won't, But they stay because we as humans get comfortable. We get comfortable with the familiar, because they're familiar with you and they know within a certain degree of how you're going to act and up under certain situations and certain circumstances. They don't leave because they're comfortable with you. So this is just a little snippet, a tidbit to tell you that the side chick is winning, because now this new generation has accepted side chick status. The new generation of dudes have accepted side dude status. And they not trying to mess up your quote unquote happy home. They're not trying to become that main person. As long as you got the time, the funds, and the willingness to keep doing what you do for them right from the get-go, they don't mind doing it. They'll be your side chick for years, your side dude for years. And the main person at home will never have a clue, because that person is making them happy. You haven't really seen a change in their behavior because they're happy. Now, if they didn't have that outlet and they didn't have that side person to deal with, then you probably notice some things. But now that they got the side person to deal with, it's easier to come back home and deal with you now, because they've had their release. They've had their outlet to deal with it. And because we become so comfortable with what we're familiar with, a lot of us never ever pay attention to the signs. Because we get so comfortable with the fact that he would never do this. Oh, she would never do that. Really? You really think that? You really think that's how that works? So, once again, the side chicks are winning because 1, they've accepted their role. 2, they don't mind playing the role. And 3, everybody's out there looking for one. Side chicks couldn't exist if there wasn't a market for it. You understand what I'm saying? People go buy houses, and who help people buy houses? Real estate agents, right? All right. Look at all the websites out there, including all the social networking sites, as the real estate agents for side chicks. These are the things that help introduce you to your new side chick. Take Plenty of Fish, blackpeoplemeet.com, take Zoosk, take, eHarmony, take all the places. These are your side chick real estate agents. These are the sites and the places, Facebook, Twitter, that's introducing you to your new side chick, to your new side dude, to your new side person. So the chances of you meeting that person are very high. You may not even be in the market for it, but they are in the market for you. So that's pretty much it, y'all. I just want to let you know, give you a reason why the side chicks are winning, why the side person, the side dude is winning, because they're all over the place now. Even when you're not looking, they're tapping on your computer screen, hitting you up on your Twitter, your Facebooks, on your text message. They're constantly looking for you. And the beautiful thing about why the side chick is winning, keep in mind, they don't mind being the side chick. So to a person who don't mind being where they're at, they don't see it. Like a person being in the ghetto. You say, oh my God, why they want to live in the ghetto? Why they're there? But you're overlooking the most important part of that person being in the ghetto. To them, it's nothing. They don't mind being there. They don't see it as bad. So once a person is in a place and they don't see it as a bad place, why are they fighting to leave? Same thing. If a side chick don't mind being a side chick, she's not in a hurry to fight him to be the main chick. As far as she's concerned, she's comfortable and she wants to stay there. I want to thank you guys for tuning in into this episode of Random Select called Why the Side Chicks Are Winning. And if you would like to participate in Random Select, please leave us a message on Twitter. We're at Random Select with 2 T's. You can also go to the website, leave a comment. That's therandomselect.com. We're also on YouTube. Just type in Random Select Podcast, and you should find episodes of our podcast there. And if you would like to leave us an email for something that's really personal, we're at randomselect@gmail.com. That's randomselect@gmail.com, and that's select with 2 T's. And once again, thank you for tuning in, guys. Truly appreciate you guys giving me the time and giving me your ear. Until the next time, Random Select is out.
You have been listening to Random Select. Thank you. Goodbye.